Your Sony TV having a blue tint is actually a very common problem, but it's something that you can also easily fix at home with a little time and know-how. So I'm going to cover all of the steps to fix the blue tint on your Sony TV and get it working again in this video. So first of all, just try power cycling your TV to check that it isn't a software issue. So make sure your TV is switched off and unplug it. Then hold down the physical power button on the TV for at least 15 seconds. Wait for at least 2 minutes for any residual power to drain from the TV's capacitors. Then plug your TV back in and try switching it on again. To make sure that you don't have any interference coming through HDMI, just try removing all HDMI cables and then pulling up the on-screen menu on your TV and still seeing if you've got the blue tint. If you do, then it's probably a backlight issue. But if it's only a very minor blue tint, then it's possible to fix it by changing the colour settings on your Sony TV. So press settings on your remote and go to the picture settings screen. You can try changing some of the backlight options, so switch off the light sensor, try reducing the backlight brightness and contrast, and then you can go into the colour submenu and try setting the colour temperature to warm, or use custom and manually change it to try and remove the blue tint. This will only work though if the blue tint is slight and it's probably a sign of a fading backlight, so it's a good idea to look at the backlight first of all as a long-term fix, but changing the colour temperature can help as a temporary fix. Blue tints are very common on Sony TVs that are older than 2 or 3 years, and this is because of the design of the LEDs used in the backlight, where they have a blue light LED as their base and a phosphor yellow coating over the LED, which produces a white light overall. So the blue light from the LED shines through the yellow phosphor layer and it creates white light. But after a couple of years, the phosphor layer can burn off through heat from the LED, and then that means that the blue light shines through unfiltered and gives your screen a blue tint. You can't fix the LEDs directly, but you can easily replace the LED strips at home. It's not a very expensive job, but it does require a little bit of work because you do need to take your TV apart, but this isn't particularly difficult. So backlights on most Sony TVs come in LED strips of varying lengths. Older models use lengths that span the entire frame of the TV, but nowadays they tend to come in standard lengths of 16 inches or smaller, which are all connected in series. When you start seeing a blue tint, then that usually means that all of the LEDs are failing or will fail soon, so it's a good idea just to replace all of the LED strips at once. It will generally only cost $30 to $40 or so to buy a whole new set of LED strips off eBay. So just go onto eBay and put in your TV model number and you should be able to easily find an entirely new set of LED strips. First of all though, you just need to make sure that the LEDs are the problem. So you'll need to switch off your TV, unplug it, hold down the power button for a few seconds and then just wait a few minutes for all the power to drain from the capacitors. You can then unscrew your TV's case and take it apart. You'll see a main board, a power board and a T-con first of all behind the rear case. You can carefully remove each of these and remove any cables that you see. You might want to make a note of which cable goes where so that you can easily put it back together again. There'll then be another set of screws and plastic clips to undo, and you can then access the screen underneath, and you'll then see the LEDs all connected in series. To check whether the LEDs are a problem here, you can get a 9-volt battery or a couple of AA batteries and connect them up using a couple of bits of wire and put the bits of wire on each side of the contacts for each LED so that the LED will light up, and you'll then be able to see whether there is a blue light coming from the LED or whether there's a white light coming from the LED. It's likely that there will be a blue light coming from the LED because the phosphor layer has burnt off, So then you can simply just disconnect all of the LED strips, order a new set off eBay or another seller, and then put them all back in again and reverse your process from taking the TV apart to put it all back together again, and it should then work fine with a solid white light from the backlight. If you want to make sure that your LEDs last longer in future, then do not set your backlight to 100% brightness. So most backlights are set at 100 when they come out of the factory, but this reduces the lifespan of the LEDs, so turn the backlight brightness down and they should last longer in future. And there's some more tips on how to do all of this in the linked article below.